Hello and welcome back to the show. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Bri Ogletree. I'm an online fitness coach for women. And this week we're talking about supplements again. So, what fitness supplements specifically I think are worth investing your money in?
You're listening to the Intuitive Strength Podcast, and I'm your host, Bri Ogletree. I'm an online fitness coach teaching women how to use strength training and nutrition to build a body they love, but I'm also a strong believer in holistic wellness, which includes all aspects of your life. While this podcast is heavily focused on fitness and nutrition, we'll also dive into other topics that attribute to total wellness to include mental health, financial health, relationships, and stress management, to name a few. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the episode.
So, we're not talking about overall like health. We're specifically talking about fitness supplements that are going to help either enhance your performance or help with your recovery. Really focused on the exercise portion of things and which supplements are actually, I think, in my opinion, worth taking. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to either the YouTube channel or the podcast. It really does help out the show, but it also helps to alert you when there are new episodes available to continue receiving free fitness and women's health education just like this. Now, before we get into the handful of supplements that I think are actually worth spending your money on, I do want to give a shout out to examine.com. This is not sponsored or anything like that, but examine.com is a website that you can go to. It's a third party or an outside organization that they synthesize all of the research and they look at a lot of data around supplements and diets, like specific types of diets, so like keto or all the different types of lifestyles and diets out there. They also look at foods as well, and they look at the data that is available and the research that is available behind those supplements, foods, diets, lifestyles, and they give you a data-based conclusion on what all of the data out there is saying on those specific things. So they're very good about synthesizing a lot of information and giving you a general consensus. And they also break down the information into something that is more digestible and easy to understand. So if you're not like a scientist person, or if you don't have a science background, they make it very easy for you to understand what the research is saying about these specific supplements, foods, diets, things like that. So they are a huge information source for me as a coach. And I also recommend, if you want to do your own research on different supplements and things, that you check them out because they do a very good job, again, of synthesizing a lot of information, a lot of research, and then giving you an overall easily digestible consensus on what the research is saying about that supplement, or food or lifestyle, whatever it is you're looking for. Now there is a free version and then there's a paid version. I think the free version right now, I'm just using the free version, but I feel like the free version does a pretty decent job at breaking down and like giving you an overall consensus of the most common types of supplements that I feel like people are looking up or researching. So you could definitely check it out for free. If you feel like you want to pay for the paid version, definitely go for it. I'm definitely considering it. But there's a lot of information on the site, even just as the free version. So definitely check it out if you're looking to do your own research on specific supplements. I highly recommend them as a source of information because they look at all of the research that's out there. When looking at supplements on examine.com, it also gives like different letter ratings, so A, B, C, D, on different outcomes related to that supplement. So, for example, if I look at like caffeine, it says the health outcome would be blood lactate. So that has to do with exercise, right? And it's a biomarker for fatigue. So it's giving you like a general overview of the outcome and how effective caffeine is towards blood lactate, and it gives a letter B rating, right? So that helps you kind of quickly understand whether or not it is an effective supplement for that specific health or exercise outcome, which I think is um, really cool, and again easy to digest and easy to understand just by like a quick glance at what you're seeing. So examine.com, definitely check it out if you're looking to do your own research on supplements. Next thing that I want to say is, if you haven't been listening to the podcast or you missed the episode where I talked about my 3 rules for supplements and how I decide whether or not I'm going to spend money and consume certain supplements, definitely check out episode 64. It's 3 rules that I use to decide whether or not I'm going to spend my money on a supplement or consume a supplement. General overview of that episode is I look for evidence based, so research backed supplements. So there's a good body of research behind the supplement. I look for organizations. So I look for companies that use third party testing. So they have a third party organization. They ship out their product to that third party organization and they test for the purity and accuracy of the supplement and the labeling, and just making sure that everything is matching up and what they're saying is in the supplement on the label is actually in the supplement. And then the third thing is that they're just a reputable company. So they've been around for several years. They have a good reputation in the industry. Just generally, overall, they have a good reputation. But if you want more information on that, definitely check out episode 64. All right, so let's get into it. The handful of supplements, there's really only 4 of them that I think are worth spending your money on. Number 1 is going to be protein powder. So it can be whey protein, it can be a plant based protein. Protein powders are going to help you increase your dietary protein. So when you have any type of exercise goal, any type of fitness goal, it really doesn't matter. Protein is going to be really important, right? So whether it's weight loss, fat loss, muscle gain, building strength, protein is going to be getting an adequate amount of protein in your diet is going to really be important for your outcome. So protein is going to help you build back up your muscle fibers that you tore down while you were doing your workouts. So that happens regardless of what your goal is, right? Especially if you're lifting weights, you're creating micro tears in your muscle. And the way to help repair that is to make sure that you're getting in adequate amounts of protein. Whey protein is highly digestible and it's really easy to digest it, and it's good to consume after you work out. Again, because it gets into your system rather quickly, it can start to help with that repair process rather quickly. Now, of course, depending on what your goal is, that's going to dictate how much protein or how much protein powder you're going to use to supplement your diet. But it can help increase dietary protein and in turn help with the recovery process and help you work towards your goal. I do recommend that you get most of your protein from dietary sources, so actual food, but protein powders can absolutely help close those gaps if you're short on protein. 1 scoop of protein is usually anywhere between 20 and 30 grams of protein, which is a sizable amount of protein for a serving. So even if you're using 1 scoop a day of protein powder, that can significantly increase your dietary protein, which is only going to help you recover, build that muscle, um, and get stronger in your fitness journey, your fitness endeavors. On examine.com, whey protein, for example, has a A rating for muscle protein synthesis, which means it's really going to help you grow muscle mass. Again, so you can look up the protein that you're thinking of taking. You can look up, I don't think you can look up a specific brand, but if you look at the ingredient label on the protein powder, so if you are using like a plant-based protein, for example, you can look up specifically like pea protein or rice protein, hemp protein, whatever type of protein that you're using, and look more into that protein. But generally speaking, protein powders are going to help you increase your dietary protein, which in turn are going to help you repair and recover your muscle tissue and build new muscle tissue. So it's going to make you stronger, it's going to help you build muscle, and it's going to help you recover better from your workouts. The second supplement that I recommend is creatine. So creatine is a naturally occurring molecule within the body, and the primary use of creatine is to help improve strength and power outputs in exercise. Now, with creatine, there is a large amount of research behind the supplement and how effective it actually is in improving those outcomes. Basically, what it does in the body is it just creates more cellular energy for you to be able to perform a little bit harder, for you to improve again your strength and your power output. So it's over time, it's going to make you a stronger, more powerful athlete or a stronger, more powerful individual in your fitness journey. So when taken regularly over time, there is a strong improvement of strength and power outputs in an individual. So if you have a goal of getting stronger, if you want to get more out of your training sessions, I highly recommend creatine. It is a safe supplement to take. Again, you could check it out on examine.com. And there's a large body of research around creatine. Creatine is also not really that expensive either, so that's another good benefit. I highly recommend creatine regardless of what your goal is, but especially if you have a strength or a muscle gain goal, I highly recommend taking creatine. The third supplement that I'm going to recommend is BCAAs, or branched chain amino acids. BCAAs are three distinct amino acids. So there's leucine, there's isoleucine, and then there's valine. So these three specific branched chain amino acids are highly concentrated in muscle tissue in comparison to other essential amino acids. Your body cannot make essential amino acids, and these specific ones are concentrated or specific to regulating muscle mass. So supplementing with them can help enhance muscle growth, and it can help alleviate muscle fatigue as well. So just looking at, again, examine.com, the overall consensus is there can be a slight increase or slight effectiveness when it comes to muscle fatigue, when it comes to muscle endurance, muscle recovery. So it can help. Taking a BCA supplement can help with things like that. But it also does say that if you're getting enough BCAAs in your regular diet, it may not be necessary to supplement with a BCAA. And I think that goes for just regular protein powders too. If you're getting enough protein in your diet, you may not need to supplement with a protein powder, but it can be helpful to you in the long run and in your fitness performance to supplement for one. Again, it's all individualized. But there is a good amount of research behind BCAAs, and I think it still is worth investing in or worth spending your money on if you feel that you need a little extra boost of those BCAAs. And the final supplement that I would recommend, or that I think is worth spending money on, is caffeine. Um, Caffeine not only helps you wake up in the morning in the form of coffee, but taking some caffeine before you exercise can help prime your nervous system, your central nervous system. So I know there's a lot of pre-workout out there, and most of them are going to have caffeine in them, but they're usually going to have some other type of stimulants or additives and things in them as well. So I would just recommend a clean source of caffeine. I think that's all you need to really get your nervous system up and running, and it is going to help increase your power outputs a little bit. Caffeine is also known to help with anaerobic capacity as well. So if you're looking to go hard in like your HIIT workouts or your interval training, it could definitely help with that too. So I recommend 30 to 60 minutes before your workout taking a serving of caffeine, maybe some coffee. I do drink energy drinks here and there. Celsius is one of my favorite ones. But again, caffeine can help with improving your power output. It can help with your anaerobic capacity, which is needed in lifting weights. Or which is necessary in lifting weights. I think it is worth it to take a dose of caffeine before you work out. So that is going to be it for the supplements that I recommend. Again, there's only 4 of them: protein powders, creatine, BCAAs, and caffeine. When it comes to fitness, when it comes to fitness and performance and performance enhancement, I really, beyond these 4, there aren't really much that I recommend when it comes to supplements. Again, because of the body of research that's behind a lot of these supplements, the supplement industry again is not regulated. So before taking any supplement, I really look for that body of research behind the supplement and whether or not it is something that is really studied before I consume it. Again, there's not many supplements out there that have an extensive body of research behind them when it comes to fitness and performance enhancement. So these four are what I would recommend if you're looking to supplement your fitness and to help with your training. But beyond that, there isn't much else. If there is a supplement that I didn't mention that you are thinking um, that I should have mentioned, please let me know. This is definitely an open conversation, and I'm open to feedback and hearing what you have to say. But I also recommend using examine.com to take a look into some supplements, maybe that if you have been taking or you're thinking about taking, to see if it's really even worth your time and worth your money and worth your physical health to take, right? I know these four have shown to have improvements on things like muscle strength, muscle recovery, um, power output, and just helping overall in your training performance. So that's why I just recommend these few, but there may be others out there. But feel free to drop a comment and let me know. Let me know what supplements you are taking. I'm curious. These are the ones that I generally gravitate towards and recommend. And I hope this was helpful and enlightening in your fitness journey. If you're thinking about taking supplements or you were thinking about taking a specific supplement, if you have a question about a specific like fitness focused supplement that you're thinking about taking and you're not sure, we can definitely have that discussion. I'm open to talking about other supplements. Again, there may be others out there that are effective that I just haven't covered or I just are not on my radar. So I'm happy to hear about them. And I hope this was enlightening and helpful when it comes to deciding what supplements to take on your fitness journey. Remember to check out episode 64 if you haven't already. That's my 3 golden rules for how to decide whether or not to spend money on supplements. I think that's going to be helpful for you as well if you haven't checked it out already. And lastly, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing either to the YouTube channel or the podcast to continue receiving free women's fitness and health education just like this. And if there's a topic that you'd like me to cover, you can definitely email me or leave a comment, and I would be happy to create an episode around topic that's important to you. All right, that is going to be it for this episode. Thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.